Have you ever asked yourself why she loses interest right when you start giving her everything? At first, everything seemed perfect. She laughed at your jokes, hung on your every word, and couldn't get enough of you. But now she's cold, distant, hard to read. Every text you send feels like you're begging for her attention. Every date feels like a test you can't seem to pass. And the worst part, you can't stop asking yourself what you did wrong. It's like the harder you try, the further she slips away. You give her more attention, more effort, more care, and yet she seems less impressed with you every day. You find yourself checking your phone non-stop, replaying conversations in your head, even doubting your own worth. Here's the brutal truth. This isn't an accident. It's not just bad luck. You've stepped into a game you didn't even know existed. And the rules, no one ever taught them to you. The things you thought would make you a good man. Being attentive, protective, emotionally open may actually be the very behaviors that kill her attraction. But here's the twist. Once you understand what's really going on in her psychology, you can flip the script. You can take back control. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why she slips away and how to turn that moment into the spark that reignites her desire. One of the strongest forces in attraction is something most men never think about. A woman decides your value by watching how other women respond to you. If she senses she's the best you'll ever get, she relaxes. She feels secure. And the moment she feels too secure, her desire fades. But if she believes you've been with women as attractive or even more attractive than her, she feels pressure. She can't take you for granted. She starts working harder to prove herself worthy of you. This instinct isn't new. For thousands of years, women have had to judge quickly who was truly valuable. And one of the clearest signals has always been this: do other women want him? That ancient filter is still active today. The good news is, you don't need to brag about past girlfriends or fake stories. Pre-selection shows up in the small details. It's in your voice. A man who's used to being around attractive women doesn't get jittery. He doesn't speed up or babble. He speaks calmly, confidently. With control, it's in your body language. Men without experience often overcompensate. They touch too much, too soon, as if afraid the opportunity will disappear. But a man with options takes his time. He's comfortable with space. When he does touch her, it's deliberate. It means something, and it's in your attitude toward time. Most men will drop everything just to meet her for dinner. High-value men don't. Their schedules are already full. They answer with, maybe, let's see, instead of, absolutely, anything for you. That subtle shift signals abundance, not desperation. Pre-selection is about showing through your tone, your presence, your choice that you're already a man other women approve of. And the moment she feels that, her behavior changes. She pays more attention. She invests more. She starts competing for your focus. Once you see this principle in action, you'll never look at early dating the same way again. Another powerful truth about attraction is this: desire grows when there's competition. When a woman believes she's the only one in your life, she feels secure, too secure, and security without challenge quickly kills excitement. She doesn't feel the need to impress you, because in her mind, you've already been won. But when she senses that other women notice you, want you, or are willing to compete for your attention, everything changes. Suddenly, she's more attentive. She responds faster. She's eager to show her best side. She invests more because she doesn't want to lose her place. This is the competition effect. It's the same principle that drives people to line up for exclusive products or fight harder for promotions at work when something is in demand. Its value skyrockets. Attraction works exactly the same way. Now, this doesn't mean you brag about how many women like you. It doesn't mean you try to make her jealous on purpose. That only creates drama. Instead, it's about carrying yourself as a man with options, a man who doesn't cling to the first bit of female attention he gets, a man who chooses carefully instead of waiting to be chosen. Here's the mindset shift. Relying on just one option is fragile. If she pulls away, you lose everything. But when you have more than one woman interested, you naturally relax, you stop chasing, you stop panicking, and that calm, grounded energy makes you even more attractive. Women can feel it. They know when they're your only shot, and they know when they're competing with others. And when they feel competition, they step up, they invest, they hold on tighter. That's why exclusivity should never be given away too soon. It's not a starting point. It's something she has to earn with consistent respect, care, and effort. Here's where most men lose the frame they care too much. They care about every little thing she does, who she talks to, how fast she replies, whether she seems distant or distracted. And the more they care, the more power they give away. Because caring in the wrong way doesn't show strength, it shows dependency. Think about it. She chats with another guy at a party. Most men get jealous. They confront her. They try to set rules. But what they've really done is reveal how much control she has over their emotions. She knows one simple move can shake their entire frame. The high-value man responds differently. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't chase. He doesn't try to manage her behavior. He stays focused on his own path. If she texts, great. If she doesn't, also fine. If she goes out without him, he doesn't interrogate. He continues living his life. This isn't coldness. It's strength. It's the ability to hold your own emotional state no matter what she does. And that's what makes her respect you. Because deep down, women don't want men they can control. They want men who remain grounded even under pressure. When you stop reacting, the script flips. Instead of you chasing her validation, she starts seeking yours. Instead of you worrying about losing her, she worries about losing you. That's the paradox. The less you cling, the closer she comes. So stop trying to lead her. Lead yourself. Show through your actions that your life, your goals, and your happiness will move forward with or without her. That's when she realizes she can't play games with you. And that's when real attraction starts to grow. Here's the next uncomfortable truth. Women don't want finished products. They want projects. Most men believe the opposite. They think, if I become perfectly stable, successful, and put together, women will finally value me. It sounds logical, but attraction doesn't run on logic. It runs on emotion. And the emotion women crave most. Challenge. A perfectly polished man signals that he doesn't need her. No gaps to fill. No areas where she can add value. And if she feels unnecessary, her investment in you fades. That's why women often chase the so-called bad boy instead of the nice guy. It's not the bad behavior itself. It's the sense that she could be the one to change him. She gets hooked on the idea of being the woman who finally fixes him. This doesn't mean you should purposely sabotage your life or act reckless. The key is balance. Be a man of value, but leave space for her to contribute. Maybe you're ambitious, but still figuring out your next step. Maybe you're strong, but open to her advice in certain areas. That gap gives her a reason to invest. And once she invests, something powerful happens. Psychologists call it investment justification. The more effort someone puts into something, the more valuable it becomes in their mind. When she spends time supporting you, encouraging you, or helping you improve, she has to convince herself that you're worth the effort. That's how her attachment deepens. Think about it. People rarely value what comes too easily, but when they work for it, they cling tighter. Attraction works the same way. When she feels like she's shaping you, guiding you, influencing your growth, she feels important. She feels needed, and that feeling bonds her to you more than anything you could say. So don't try to present yourself as a flawless, finished product. Show strength, but keep a touch of vulnerability. Show direction, but leave room for her to walk beside you. When you do this right, she doesn't just want you, she invests in you. And once she invests, she fights to keep you. Now let's talk about one of the biggest tests most men never see coming. Women withhold femininity until you earn it. At the start of dating, many guys expect a woman to show her soft, nurturing side right away. They imagine she'll cook for them, care for them, and go out of her way to make them happy. When that doesn't happen, they assume she's cold, or maybe not that interested. But that's not the case. What's really happening is strategy. She's not going to give you her full feminine energy for free. She's waiting to see how you react. She's testing whether you'll start chasing it. And here's the trap. If you overcompensate, if you start doing everything for her, pleasing her, trying harder, she holds back even more. Because now she knows you'll keep giving without her giving anything in return. The only way to pass this test is to mirror her energy. Stay pleasant. Stay confident. But don't lean in harder than she does. If she's a little distant, you match it calmly. If she withholds, you don't panic. You keep living your life. That's when something shifts. Instead of sitting back while you do all the work, she starts wondering, am I attractive enough to earn his attention? What do I have to do to bring out his care? That's when her feminine side begins to surface. Suddenly, she's more affectionate, more nurturing, more willing to invest in you. This isn't about being cold or playing games. It's about showing that you won't trade your strength for scraps of affection. You're not desperate for her softness. You're grounded enough to let her choose to give it. And when she does, it's real. It's earned. It's lasting. So remember, women don't reveal their feminine energy up front. They hold it back until they see a man who won't collapse under the pressure of her tests. If you can stand firm, she'll meet you with the care and warmth you wanted all along. Here's a truth that flips everything upside down. Your logic works against her emotions. As men, we think attraction should be simple, be consistent, be reliable, be emotionally available. On paper, that makes sense. Those qualities would make you a great long-term partner. But emotionally, they often backfire. Why? Because what feels safe to you often feels boring to her. Predictability kills excitement. When she knows exactly when you'll call, exactly how you'll respond, and exactly how you'll act, there's no tension, no spark, nothing to chase. On the flip side, small doses of unpredictability keep her engaged. A delayed reply here, a change of plans there. a moment when you don't agree with everything she says. Those little gaps create curiosity. Curiosity creates emotion, and emotion is the root of attraction. This doesn't mean you should become careless or rude. It's not about playing childish games. It's about balance. Too much consistency signals neediness. A bit of unpredictability signals confidence. It tells her, "I'm not waiting around for your every move. I have my own life." Think about the men women describe as exciting. They're rarely the guys who are always available on demand. They're the ones who sometimes surprise her. The ones who don't always react the same way. The ones she can't quite figure out. That mystery keeps her hooked. Here's the key: you're not trying to make logical sense. You're trying to create the right emotional response. If you act only on logic, you'll think, "Consistency is good, so I'll always do it." But emotionally, that drains her attraction. If you act with awareness, you'll see that sometimes the counterintuitive move, waiting, disagreeing, or being busy, is what reignites her desire. So stop treating relationships like math equations. Attraction isn't about perfect consistency. It's about creating a rhythm that challenges her emotions, keeps her curious, and makes her invest in figuring you out. Now let's talk about the mindset that separates average men from high-value men. Nonchalance and emotional detachment. Most guys get hooked on control. They want to know where she's going, who she's with, and what she's doing. If she doesn't text back right away, they panic. If she cancels plans, they get angry. If she acts distant, they chase harder. But all of that behavior reveals one thing: she owns their emotions. A man with true value doesn't operate like that. He doesn't obsess over her choices. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't lose his center when she pulls back. Instead, he stays calm. He stays focused. He mirrors her energy. If she's distant, he's distant too. If she doesn't text for a day, he doesn't spiral. He simply keeps living his life. That calm detachment is magnetic. It shows you're not needy. It shows you have priorities bigger than one woman's approval. And it forces her to lean in when she feels you slipping away. Remember, people chase what they feel they could lose. Here's the key: this nonchalance must be real. You can't fake it. If you act cool on the outside but inside you're boiling, she'll sense it. Women are experts at reading energy. To master this, you have to build a mindset where your mood, your confidence, and your happiness don't depend on her behavior. And here's the payoff. When you stop reacting, she starts questioning herself. Why isn't he chasing me? Does he see me as less valuable than other men do? What do I need to do to pull him back in? That self-questioning makes her invest. It makes her work to win your approval. So don't try to control her. Control yourself. Don't fight to hold on tighter. Step back, breathe, and let her wonder. Because when she has to chase your attention, her attraction grows stronger than ever. Here's another paradox most men never see. Traditional masculinity can backfire. You've probably been told that being protective, setting boundaries, and leading the relationship are signs of strength. And yes, they sound good in theory, but here's the hidden problem when you do those things. You're signaling that you care deeply about her behavior, and the moment she knows her actions control your emotions, she has leverage. Picture this: she flirts with another guy. If you jump in, set rules, or demand respect, what you've really done is expose your emotional investment. She now knows she can trigger jealousy anytime she wants. That's power in her hands, not yours. But flip the script. Imagine she flirts and you don't react. You don't get angry. You don't lecture. You don't even care. Suddenly, she has nothing to use against you. You've kept your frame. You've shown that your sense of value doesn't shift based on her choices, and that is true masculine strength. Here's the deeper truth. Real masculinity isn't about controlling her. It's about controlling yourself. The strongest men aren't loud, reactive, or defensive. They're calm, steady, unshaken. No matter what's happening, they hold the same emotional state. That stability is rare, and it's irresistible. Now, let's go one step further. Traditional advice tells you to invest more to show commitment. But when you're always the one pouring in effort, she's the one sitting back, judging if you're good enough. That's a losing game. The real power move is to reverse the flow. Make her invest in you. When she's the one reaching out, planning, and putting in effort, her attraction multiplies. Psychologists call this investment justification. The more effort someone puts into something, the more valuable it feels. If she works for your attention, she values it more. If you hand it out freely, she takes it for granted. So stop trying to prove your masculinity by over-investing. Stop fighting for her approval. Let her do the work. The man who gives less while staying grounded always ends up with more respect, more desire, and more control of the frame. At the core of everything we've covered is one principle that makes or breaks attraction: emotional independence. Most men live like emotional yo-yos. When she's sweet and affectionate, they're happy. When she's cold or distant, they crash. Their entire mood swings on her behavior, and whether they realize it or not, that gives her full control. She decides when they feel good and when they feel worthless. But here's the truth. The most attractive men are the ones who can stay steady no matter what she does. If she's warm, they enjoy it. If she pulls away, they don't chase. If she tests them, they don't crumble. They hold the same calm, confident energy through it all. That stability is rare, and it's powerful. Emotional independence also means your sense of worth doesn't come from her approval. You're not waiting for her text to feel valued. You're not depending on her mood to feel secure. You have your own mission, your own purpose, your own life that fuels your confidence. That's why neediness disappears the moment you build this mindset. And when neediness disappears, attraction grows. Women don't want to carry the weight of being your emotional lifeline. They want to join a man who's already full, already centered, already strong on his own. That's what makes them lean in, respect you, and fight to stay connected. Here's the mistake many men make. They think emotional independence is only important at the start of dating. But the truth is, it's even more critical in long-term relationships. Most breakups don't happen in the first few weeks. They happen after men get comfortable, lose their frame, and hand over their emotional control. If you want lasting attraction, you can't relax into dependency. You have to keep building your own world, your goals, your friendships, your passions, so that no matter what happens in the relationship, you stand tall. Because when you love her without needing her, you're in the strongest position possible. You're free, and freedom is magnetic. At the end of the day, attraction isn't about following society's rules or trying to be the perfect nice guy. It's about understanding the psychology behind desire. Women aren't drawn to men who chase, beg, or live for approval. They're drawn to men who lead themselves, who stay centered, and who carry an energy that says, "I choose you, but I don't need you." When you master emotional independence, When you stop overgiving, when you hold your frame no matter what, everything changes. She respects you more. She desires you more. And she invests in you. Not because you forced her, but because she feels compelled to. That's the paradox most men never learn. The less you try to control her, the more she wants to follow your lead. The less you cling, the more she holds on. And the moment you stop playing defense, you finally become the man she can't ignore. Now it's your move. You can keep doing what everyone else does and keep getting the same disappointing results. Or you can step into this truth, own your power, and build the kind of attraction that lasts. If you found this eye-opening, don't stop here. Subscribe. Share this with a friend who needs it, and stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of becoming the man women respect, desire, and never want to lose. Thank you for watching. If this message hit you, don't just scroll away. Subscribe. Dive deeper into our content and start building the mindset that puts you back in control. Drop a comment below. What's the biggest struggle you want us to break down next? Let's build a brotherhood of men who rise above confusion and reclaim their power. See you in the next video.